Good morning, and greetings from Lettuce Lake Park in the Tampa Bay area. It's day 3 of Walk with Winston. Getting a little bit later start this morning, but was sharing with you, but not because I haven't been up and at 'em already. Got a 2-mile walk with my best friend this morning, and then also got some workout in at LA Fitness, and so now I'm over here at what I consider to be my sanctuary here in Tampa. Lettuce Lake Park is, I think, one of the crown jewels of the Hillsborough County park system, and it's only about 1.5 miles away from where I live. So when I was searching for a place to live after I moved here, after I made a significant change in my life and opened up a new season of my future by moving here, I was really blessed to find a place that I was looking for, but one that was so close to this park. So I'm so thankful and so appreciative of having this little bit of nature right here. I love urban life. I love the excitement of seeing lots of people, but I'm much more impressed with God's handiwork. And this park gives you a variety of nature to take in and to see. I have to admit, I really didn't have much of a vision of what Florida life would be like when I made the decision to come here. I thought it would be a lot of palm trees and not a lot of deciduous vegetation. But, as you can see behind me, the trees here are just amazing. And what I love about this park is even during the hot, steamy summers, you've got a canopy of shade most days. And it's just phenomenal in terms of God's handiwork. Variety of vegetation, the Hillsborough River is here. So a lot of waterways and canoeing and elevated walkways. And so if you've been with me on social media for a while, you've seen a lot of my photography comes from here. So the pictures of alligators and possums and armadillos, and yes, even snakes have come from here. And a lot of the foliage that you see on the walks in my photography come from the light that filters through all these trees, and the contrast of shadow and light just really inspire me. And so it's been so much fun to have this resource nearby. So today I wanted to talk to you about decisions. Decision, the origin of the word decision comes from Latin word side. And that's the origin of the words that we get for insecticide, so it means to kill, but also incision, which means to cut. Tony Robbins first exposed me to the meaning of the word decision. And he used it as the metaphor he used all the time was, that you're going to burn the boats, that you're going to make a final, ultimate decision to change your life. And so, it's so many decisions are half decisions, which means there are really no decisions at all, because we give ourselves escape route. One of my friends tells me that it's, in their opinion, that it's easier to be 100% behind a decision than it is to be 90% in. That 10% gap just causes so much stress in their life and decision anxiety. And so, in thinking about decisions and cutting off all access to, that former self, that does seem a lot easier. And so I was having a conversation last night that was really powerful for me. And I just want to say how important it is to have friends who can speak truth into your life. And this was one of those occasions. So, as I was looking back over my life, and they were contrasting the difference between how confident and successful and decisive I've been. Good morning. When it comes to business, and how that differs from my personal manifestation, particularly physical. What's the difference? And it's funny because in business I've never had the lack of confidence. I've been able to step up and up and up, take my ventures to new levels, and I never had a doubt that would happen. But I've always had a lot of doubt about how to transform myself personally. And so their comment to me was, you've had success. Good morning. You've had success in the past when you've applied certain principles in your physical change. Why not take a page out of that same level of confidence? So what's been different? And so in our Fitness Focus Mastermind, which I referenced yesterday, we talk a lot about mindset and the belief that you can achieve. And I remember, I think even the first or second session, I was kind of a little bit in that victim mode of, just feeling so sorry for myself and not getting the traction, not getting the results I was looking for. And our leader, Chris, said, so even if you don't believe, is it okay if we believe for you? Do you believe that we believe? And, every person in the group said, yeah, we believe that you can achieve this. So borrowing their belief has been a real powerful leverage for me. But also, drawing from those successful experiences that you've had in the past is another way to help propel you to close the door on those pieces of indecision that may be blocking you from that change that you're looking for in your life. So, but what we talked about last night was, so you've had success before in making this transformation. So that should give you confidence. You can do it again. I checked the box on that. Yes, that's true. In other areas of your life, you have the unwavering belief that you can do it. Check. Yes, that's also true. But the third thing they brought up was, so, when you had those downturns in your business, or, when you founded the social enterprise and it was just you and it was just an idea and you had no money, you had no customers, and you had that enthusiasm, but then you had those obstacles. What did you do? I said, well, I just kept going. I just believed it was going to happen. And they said, well, that's the same with your health journey, right? I'll raise my hand and say, on the health journey, it's so funny that you try this new thing, and it's so easy to get spun around with all the different ideas about what it takes to get healthy again. But I think our bodies, we know intuitively what it's going to take. We don't need the outside experts. We don't need the 25th diet book to teach us what our bodies intuitively already know. And so the question is, why don't we draw on that internal inspiration? We know a change is necessary. Take health out of it. Maybe it's our finances. Maybe it's our relationships. Maybe it's our career. Intuitively, we already know the right answer. And we keep, at least I have, kept in the past, deferring to outside voices instead of listening to that still small voice that God has implanted in us that tells us the right thing to do. Something to think about. We know that change is needed. But we keep that door of possibility so we can go back to the island of despair, or the island of things that haven't worked for us, that haven't served us in the past. So easy to go back there and be settled there when that voice inside of us is telling us, hey, move forward. I've got a plan. I'll lead you there. Trust and believe. Faith is the belief in what's unseen. It doesn't take faith to believe in something that's already here. Anyway, so what this whole conversation last night did for me was to help me recall that success path from before. Now that was catalyzed by sudden loss of my mom, unexpected loss of my mom to breast cancer in 2010. And for me, that was kind of the catalytic explosion to say, gosh, if I don't take care of my body, if I don't take care of myself, I could, cut short my time with people I love and people that love me. And yet, as I said, I think in video 1, that my belief system has been change is hard, and therefore I need to self-medicate to deal with change. So, change is partially a mindset, but it's also fundamentally a decision to draw upon the successes we've had in life before, to draw upon those God moments of when God intervened and put us on a very positive path, a path we couldn't imagine or conceive of, and we step forward into that next part of our life. And so, in my quiet time later today, I'm going to recount those things that served me in the past that I'm not doing today. And the other thing that, so not only do we have those outside voices that kind of derail our plans, but also the persistence to stay with the plan. I have so many life experiences of getting enthusiastic about a new approach and a shiny object over here, the new plan, the new, the media is so filled with these solutions. And it's like the squirrel, which way should I go? But sticking with what we know works. And it's really very simple. Listen to what our body needs. Savor each moment and stick with it. So, here's a couple commitments I'll share in terms of my health journey with you guys. I'm not going to let the scale define my success. So I'm not going to weigh again until September 1. I am going to exercise 6 days a week, as I have been for the last 2 months. I am going to eliminate high carb foods, simple carbs, sugars, and trigger foods. And I'm going to be alcohol free during this period, which is going to be a real challenge for my high school reunion next weekend. But you know what? I'm more committed to the new Winston that's coming. So thank you all so much for spending this walk with me today. Thank you for the comments and the private messages and the emails and the phone calls and text. They certainly inspire me to be a better man. And I hope with that, you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.